So what about him? The ERC,
Oh, so they
whatever.
have a well, it's being recorded. We'll talk about this later.
Oh,
Okay, so he said Jay, Pratik, and Raul.
yeah. Did you forward that email to me? Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Hold on one second.
Okay.
The emails for the resumes.
Yeah.
1 second. Sorry, I thought you were on that. Okay, let me. Coming forward. Come up. There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you for making time for us today.
Thank you.
My name is Sam. Annette is with me as well. Annette is our account manager for the firm. I work on the tax side, and I believe your name is Jay. Is that right?
Yes, my name is yes.
Okay, all right. So before we go over what we're looking for, kind of give us a brief introduction, a little about yourself, and a little about your experience with tax.
Yes, yes. So basically, I have done masters in commerce as a main subject as accounting and taxation. In 2020, I completed masters, and after completing my graduation, one of my friends suggest me the US tax and accounting industry. So I have come to know about this industry. So I decided to go in this industry and learn the taxation and US accounting. So
Okay.
first in 2018, back in 2018. So first I started as a bookkeeper, and by slowly and gradually during the tax season, my previous organizer give me the some tax work also. So I first back in 2000 first I came to know about the I get the knowledge about the US taxation, and after that I learn more and more about US taxation, and by slowly and gradually I became the tax as a tax take the tax as a main my industry, and yes, like now I'm a tax accountant.
Okay. You've been doing it. You've been a tax accountant since January 2018.
Yes, at that time I'm started as a bookkeeper, then I prepare and then tax accountant. Yes.
Okay. So how long would you say you've been doing just tax since January
Yes, just
of
tax
2000?
like you can say I have more than 3 years I have doing tax. Yes.
Just tax. Okay.
Yes.
What kind of tax returns were you working on?
Like I prepared 1040 individual returns, 1065 corporate returns, 1120s, like
Okay.
NGO returns is like a 1041, and trust 990. Trust and NGO returns are very less, but I've done few returns of that. Most of returns are individual and corporates. Yes.
Okay. So the 3 years that you were doing tax, were you just doing it during the April tax season, or were you also involved with the extension deadlines as well?
Yes, I am also involved with that extension deadline. Yes.
Extension. Okay. And were you on that same contract when you were doing extensions, or would you say you started with one senior and then you had another senior when it came to extensions? Does that make sense, my question? Like, were you
So
with the same company when you were from April to September?
okay.
Were
Sorry.
you with the company where you were dealing with the same clients, or was it a totally different senior, or your supervisor was different from April to
Yeah, no,
September?
yes, it's the same client. Yes,
Same.
yes.
How many returns were you filing in a tax season?
Like in tax season, I prepare like 350 returns. Out of them, 65 to 70% are individual returns, and like 30-40% is corporate returns. Yes,
40% was corporate returns?
like 30-40 others like corporate and trust and everything. Most of the
Okay.
returns are individual. Yes.
Most of them, okay.
Okay. Making notes.
Okay.
The Can you tell me a little bit about the corporate returns that you were working on? The type of client it was, and how complex their financials were.
Okay, so like in my previous client, previous organization, they most of work on the construction based clients like most of the clients are from the construction. So uh, in previous organization, we also do the accounting of the same clients and also prepare the tax of the same clients. So we used to take the PNL and balance financial from the like QuickBooks online or QuickBooks desktop, and then we prepare their returns on software, tax softwares. Yes.
Okay. So you have experience with Pro Series, Drake, Lacert.
Yes.
Which one do you have you filed the most tax returns on?
Lasart is the main software. Like I have most work on the Lasart, then Drake, and
Okay.
then Pro Series. Yes.
And then Pro Series. Okay. Understood. Um, you mentioned here you're familiar with Schedule A, C, D, and E.
Yes.
The Schedule E's, were they mostly single member LLCs that you were filing, or were they just individual because it was under their name?
Schedules here rental for the individuals. They are mostly for the individuals. Yes.
Individuals.
Yes.
So they weren't LLCs that were filed under Schedule E's.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Kind of walk me through your process. You mentioned here that you interact with key management to gather information and resolve tax related problems.
Yes.
Kind of walk me through the most recent scenario that you had, or how you usually go about that with gathering tax documents.
Like I'll talk about my process. Then first of all, my client provide the documents, put the documents in the portal, their portal,
Mhm.
and from their portal I download the documents. And first of all, I arrange the documents like first of all, I arrange the documents in different folders, like prepare the different folders for the different documents like 1099s, 1098s, like schedule CA, and then I make the one PDF all the all combined documents and arrange the pages like first is tax organizer, then incomes, W2s, 1099s, and other documents like that, and start data entry of the all the documents in tax software,
Okay.
and yeah, and after that we used to after completing the data entry, we used to compare the tax return with the previous year tax return or previous year tax return, so we can understand what are the missing details are what are the missing details for the current tax year, so we can get the idea by comparison. And then we ask the missing documents from the client, and if any I make the open point notes in Word file, like these are the missing documents, these are the diagnostic I am not able to solve, and like I prepare the whole open points and send the clients and send my CPA the open points, and with the open points I also send the print of the print of the return which I have prepared, and documents file which I prepared, all combined document file. These three things I've sent to the CPA. Then my CPA reviewed the return, and if he find anything, or I I ask any question in my open points, so he give me the answer or any missing details. So he asked the missing documents from the client and give me. Then I prepare the final return and send it to my CPA. Then CPA file the return to the IRS. And we are talking about like any problem, tax related problem, like uh, in last organization what happened, there is a two real estate properties of the client, and one of my supervisor is said like these properties are related to schedule C, and we have to enter this property in schedule C. So, and my CPA also saying, my CPA is saying that these properties are related to schedule E, not schedule C. And I'm also believe that these properties are schedule E related properties. We have to link that properties to the schedule E. So in that situation, we have arranged the meeting with my CPA supervisor and me, and then decided my CPA then told me the reason why these properties are schedule E, and then we prepare that return and file. Yes.
Okay. Um, so they told you why it was Schedule E,
Yes. And
and your confusion with that was, what I missed that part, is where you got stuck.
okay, I was stuck because one of the supervisor of one of my supervisor in that firm saying because he believes that I don't know why he believes that why he believes that that property should be schedule C property, but
Okay,
I also
got
believe that schedule E, that property should be related to schedule E, like
it. Okay,
it is a real estate property and client getting the rent income.
right,
Yes.
right. Okay, okay. Um, would you say there is an area when you're filing tax returns that you usually find yourself getting stuck at or not being able to balance? Is there an area on the tax return that you would say you would need more, someone like us can help clarify or provide you more information to be able to get past that? Like, for example, for me in the very beginning, when I was doing tax returns, the balance sheet was always something I would get stuck on, right?
Yes.
Reconciling the M1, M2,
M2.
and
Yes.
then understanding um, owner's distribution and balancing with the retained earning.
Yes.
So is there anything like that that you still, see yourself having a challenge with?
Oh, first of all, that is, I can say, like anything is missing information is that, like I compare the return with previous year and anything is missing, then if client or whichever client we are preparing return is not responding to our email like missing information, we have to wait. And I stuck at that moment, like if it is not responding to our email, and like you said M2, I also sometimes stuck at M2 reconciliation. Yes. Owner's retain earnings all that.
Okay, all right. And Ed, do you have any questions?
Like
Um,
yes, if you if you select me, then what do you expect from me to, what is your expectation from me? Yes.
Yeah, so we're looking for is, hold on, let me finish my notes. What I'm looking for is someone to start the tax return, right? But before they start the tax return, to review the financials that have been provided, right? So what that looks like for me is, and this is how I do the tax return, is I go through the financials and I basically make confirmation of every category of the expense, the income. And every client is a little different on how you can confirm that, okay? But as far as expenses, you go through the basics, something like rent, utilities, telephone, internet. Those are the ones you usually always have 12. For 12 months, you should have 12 expenses, right?
Yes.
And if something is off, I question that. So for example, if the rent was skipped in August, I would want to know why, right?
Yes.
If extra rent was paid, I want to know why. I want to make sure security deposit hasn't been mixed up with rent expense. Okay. So that is kind of how I go through the financial. I confirm the tax payments with the confirmations that are provided. I make sure the tax payments are for that year and not either prepayments or prior year. I confirm the payroll, right? Make sure payroll matches, the payroll expenses matches with the W-2, W-3, the 1040, not the 1040, the 940, I'm sorry.
Yes, 914.
So that's my expectation, is going through the financial, making sure it makes sense as far as what has been. Then from there, it's filing the tax return.
Okay.
Once the tax return is filed, what I expect from there is, at least in the beginning, is questions that you may have, right? I want you to be able to, I want your questions, however way you feel is best to communicate, whether you write them down, email them, however that is, that to be communicated with me of what you're looking for, what you think is missing, or even maybe suggestions that you may have that have not been addressed, okay, or thought of. And then from there, what I would do is then check the work based off of the tax return. And, hopefully there is less diagnostics that I need to go through that you would be able to address.
Yes.
So that's kind of a gist of what I'm kind of looking for. And then from there, a lot of our clients, we do their personals. So from there, it's taking the K1s and putting the K1s into the personal tax returns, the W-2s,
Okay.
and looking at prior year's tax return, right? And saying, okay, making sure the balance sheet flows through from one year to the other as ending balance and beginning balance, right? So if you're looking at 2020 and you're filing 2021, you want to make sure the balance sheet ending balance for 2020 is exactly the same for 2021.
Yes.
And then when filing the personal returns, what I would want someone to do is look at the prior year tax return and see what kind of income they had, what kind of expenses they had, and then go to the client and make sure we have everything if nothing has changed.
Yes.
Right? Because if they had 4 W-2s, a mortgage interest income, dividends, rental income, I would want to make sure I've addressed that to the client of this is what we need. And if we don't have it, did anything change or is it still missing?
Okay. So like in my previous organization, during the tax season, I do the tax work, and after the tax season, they also used to give me the accounting work also. So in accounting, they also give me to review the accounts at the end of the year. So I also done that, reviewing the accounting and financials. Yes.
Okay. That's good.
Yes.
That's important. Being able to interpret the financials and the finances and
Yes.
okay. Yeah, tax planning. I see you've been working on tax planning. What kind of tax planning were you guys doing that you've written here is recommending regarding tax savings and opportunities? Was it something that you were finding, or is that something you were told to find based off information they were giving you?
So like from the in tax planning, what we used to do, like from the previous year returns, we can say like the client is about to have a like not like if client wait a minute, uh, in tax planning, like what I'm saying, uh, we compare the return with the last year and yes, okay. So we compare the return with the last year and get the estimates of the like get the estimates of the current year. Like can't find the word of estimate, so I'm stuck. So make the estimate for the current years and do the whole process of taxation, like prepare the tax in Excel and make uh, uh, like we used to find what are the taxes, proper estimate taxes they ought to paid, and we used to give them planning to do the like this invest in HSC distribution and like that, so they have minimum taxes this year.
Okay. So you were basically just looking at prior year income, looking at what they paid and how they can potentially save taxes based off of their savings, based off of their expenses.
Yes,
Very, very general type of, um, I guess you could say, analysis, right?
yes,
Okay. Which is good. The fact that you're able to return, I think that's important. That's something I'm also looking for too, is while you're doing the tax return is try to identify ways that they can save going forward, right? So I think that's also very important because it's anyone can do a tax return, right? Anyone can file taxes for somebody. It's about what
yes,
kind of value you bring to the client. How can you, where can you show them the holes and where can they can stop certain expenses or have more expenses to save more money on taxes. So that's kind of what we're looking for as well. I see that you've also done amended returns.
yes, 1040x and all it is.
10. So it's just the 1040Xs that you did the amended returns?
Like yes, I have amended returns. I have only done 1040x individuals for the amended.
Okay. All right. Well, we file 1040s, we file 1120Ss,
Yes,
1065, which is all I see that you are familiar with. 1120s. We don't have a lot of those, but we do have a few.
okay,
And then obviously the schedule A, C, D, E. We do all of those.
yes,
We don't have that many tax returns with foreign income. We have
okay,
a few, but that's pretty simple.
yes,
And based off of what I'm seeing, I see that your experience would fit well with what we are looking for.
yes, thank you.
Yeah, I could definitely see that happening. So it's just a matter of, I think someone like you is just understanding everyone has a different process, right, on
Yes,
preparing these returns. And the
yes,
fact that you also are familiar with e-file cabinet, that's a huge plus because you know how to navigate through it. It's not hard, but understanding how to navigate through it is important. And that's where we keep everything. We're almost, I would say, 90% paperless.
yes,
So a lot of our documents, everything is saved on e-file. So that's where you would find the information while you're preparing tax returns.
okay, yes.
Yeah.
So,
Annette, any questions for you?
Uh, no, I just one question would be, do you enjoy doing taxes? Like preferred? I know you do a little bit of bookkeeping, and
yes.
then you got promoted to taxes. So do you prefer taxes more than bookkeeping?
Yes, I've got more interest in taxes from after come to know about the taxes. I've like once I got into taxes, I've got more interest in taxes, and love to learn new things about taxes, like in updates about taxes. What are the updates
Mm-hmm.
for 21 and all that, like city like child tax credit updates and from the IRS
Mm-hmm.
website. Yes, I used to read all that updates from the IRS website. I love to learn about tax.
Nice publications.
Mhm. Yes.
So do you do that every year or on your free time or when it's tax season?
Like I do the whenever I am free, so I used to search the what are the updates for the taxes, and first website like IRS from the, so I got all the updates from the IRS website.
Mm-hmm.
IRS website is like their language is hard to understand, but yes, I try my best.
Okay.
Okay.
And then have you, for the companies that you worked for, were any of them in California? Like what states did you work, file taxes for?
Okay, so in California, yes, one of the client is from California. One of them is from South Carolina and North Carolina. Then New York is also,
Mm-hmm.
I also work on the New York clients, and yes, Ohio clients. Yes.
Okay. That was the only thing I wanted to know.
Okay.
Perfect. Well, again, thank you for your time. If you don't have questions for us, you've answered all of our questions. But like I said, I think your experience, you would fit well for what we're looking for.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for
All
Thank
give
right.
your
you.
thank you for taking my interview. Give your precious time.
Of
Thank you.
course. Thank you for making the time for us, being it so early on your end. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Okay.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Um, really quick, I gotta take a quick call. Someone's at the office.
Okay.
So give me 2 minutes.
Should I tell the interviewer to wait too?
Yeah, if they can.
Okay. It's windy today, baby. Maybe do it another day.
Hello, hello,
Hey.
hello. I'm audible.
Hi, how are you?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Your name is Pratik?
Yes, my name is Pratik. Sorry to make you wait.
No, not at all. Actually, Sam had to jump on a emergency phone call. So
Okay, okay,
once he's ready, we'll start the interview.
okay.
But my name is Annette.
Yeah,
I am the account manager for the accounts that we
okay,
work on,
okay,
and Sam is the accountant for it. So we're hiring, for now, we're hiring someone who's going to be working more closely with Sam on taxes.
okay,
And then, you know, once he gets back, he'll mostly ask you all the questions.
okay. No problem.
It shouldn't be too long, but how are you?
Yeah, I'm
How's
fine.
your day going?
Yeah, it's going fine
It's,
till now.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
early in the morning, huh?
yeah. It's very early in the morning because usually it's a night here. It's not, we cannot say it's a morning, but it's a
Mm-hmm,
night here. But it's a good. Little bit cold around. Otherwise, everything is
mm-hmm.
good.
That's good.
How you
So
doing?
you guys, we're doing good. It's daytime here. It's
Oh,
it's 2 in the afternoon,
yeah,
so not so early for us.
yeah,
So typically you guys work during, like, you don't work this early in the mornings, right? You guys are more towards nighttime for us.
yeah. Mostly for nights.
Okay.
Yeah, mostly we are working till 2:30
Mm-hmm.
in night, but
Okay.
we can adjust time according to our client, so it's not a big deal.
Oh, okay. So you can adjust your hours
Yeah,
depending on what works with the
yeah.
client.
What are the work and how's the work is going like that? So
I see. I see here you play chess.
yeah, I have played chess. It's my favorite
Are you
game, I
good
can
at
say.
it? It is?
I can. I'm good, but I cannot not say that much good. I have played till the state level or also gone for a national level one time, but I have lost there. So I'm not that good that I can play for a national. So
Wow, I can't play it at all. So that's really good to hear. That's really impressive.
no, it's a chess is a thing you can say. It's just once you understand how is game going and how to play and how to think, it's an easy game. You can say there is just 16 pieces that you have to think about and just
Mm-hmm.
things like that, so it's not that much tough. But yeah, it's tough when you come for against the people who is the same skill at you or more than you. So at that time you have to think a lot, like you have to think differently. There are a lot of move.
Mm-hmm.
You can say chess is a very big game. It's
Yeah.
contain only 32 pieces, but still it's a big game. There is a 64
Yeah.
uh, you can say 64 uh, boxes there, but that 64 boxes play very very long game. Even if I talk about my last game at a national, it
Mm-hmm.
it held for almost 2 hour because we are not losing each other. Like
Wow.
there is the same point for her, and I was
Mm-hmm.
also doing good. So we both making a tie another and another time. So it took almost 2 hour like. So it's a very long game. It's also some people say it's a boring game, but if you good at it, you are really enjoying it because it's a game of mind, you
Yeah.
know.
Yes,
Yeah,
100%. So who won that game after 2 hours?
yeah. Obviously, see you on. Otherwise, I
Oh,
will be
she
there.
won?
Yeah, see you on.
Okay, that's nice. Um, yeah, definitely a game of strategy.
Yeah, it's a
So,
game of strategy. It's a game of mind. You can say a lot of things contain it, but it's just a game. You can say you can easily conquer it if you are good
mhm,
at thinking and making strategy like. So
yeah, very
yeah,
good.
My
Okay.
apologies. That there was an emergency at the office I had to take care of.
yeah,
Um, my name is Sam. Nice to meet you.
yeah. Nice to meet you too. How are you doing,
Uh,
Sam?
Um, let me pull up your resume. So tell me a little bit, I'm sure you were telling Annette, but tell me a little bit about your background in tax and how you started.
Like if I start with my journey, so I started as a bookkeeper
Okay.
back in 3 year, but after knowing my potential and how things going and how I'm capable, I moved to a tax season and start preparing a return like a common some basic return 1040s, and after that when I get comfortable with it, I move forward to learn new things and proceed in experting it. So I become a reviewer, or I start reviewing return and making things like a lot tougher return I take, and I prepare a lot complicated return. And after that,
Okay.
yeah, after that I started as a some complex return like multi-state return, and when there are lots of K1s are there, I move forward to become a proper reviewer. I start making, I prepared, after preparing, I move forward to become a proper reviewer. So from a bookkeeper to a proper tax reviewer, I make my journey in 3 years. Currently, uh, you can say I have a 3 years experience. So I'm preparing, I'm reviewing 1040s as well as corporate returns, 1120s and 1120 and 1065s. So
Okay.
yeah,
So you started with 1040s when you,
it's a basic 1040. When I was joined, so I have started at, uh, uh, in back I was started as an accountant, but I yeah, I can see there is a scope in taxes, and if you are good at taxes and you can easily do accounting. But if you are good at accounting, you it's better to you learn a tax and move forward to taxes. So I have started preparing the 1040s, but after 1040s there is a lot of things like 1120s and corporate returns are there. So I also prepared corporate returns, and when I get to know like corporate returns, after corporate returns there is a lot of things in 1042 which you have to learn, because
right?
1040 is more complex than 11 corporate returns. So
Mhm.
I start uh, moving forward to conquer our 1040 and learn new things about 1040s too. Yeah.
Got it. So which is, where do you think is your strength if you were to say 1040, 1120, 1065? Where are your strengths if you had to put them in order?
Like uh, I can say that if I like to prepare any return, so
Hmm.
I would firstly move forward to 1040, because there are a lot of things which you can learn and which you can uh, do at 1040, because you have to aware about lot of things. Lot of credits are there, lot of deductions are there, a lot of limits are there which you need to, which you have to aware to prepare a proper 1040, and to uh, to take a benefit from it as much as you can. So I will prefer 1040 first. After that
Okay.
yeah, uh, after that I can consider corporate returns, like there is a 1120s, sorry, 1120, which is uh, you can say the only corporate which pay tax. So there is a lot of things there. Yeah. So there is a lot of things there you have to do, and after that I can go to the 1120 and last at 1065. And there are also some fiduciary returns or things like that, but it is not normal things. There are very less chance you can get to go there.
Right.
Yeah.
On the 1040s that you're filing, um, what is the most complex 1040 you filed? What were in those 1040s? What, um,
Like Yeah, you are saying something?
I was saying the 1040 that you were filing.
Yeah.
What are the more complex ones that you filed? What did they have in those 1040s?
Yeah.
What kind of income?
Yeah, I have filed the most complex return, which contain almost 50 plus K1s, and they all, yeah, it's more than 50 plus, and
Okay.
it's, yeah, and it's contain a lot of income from different multi state. I can say different states. So there are almost eight states are there, and 50 plus K1s are there, and there is also income coming from foreign. So I heard done that. So it
Wow.
was, yeah, it was a most of a written I have ever prepared. So it was a very tough for me that time, but you can know,
How long did a return like that take you?
like if there is a proper data, so you can do it very fast. But if there is a data which you have
Right.
to, yeah, which you have to do in a categorized way, and you have to collect it from the client. And also if you are doing it like you can say there are a lot of K1. So firstly you have to put all the data in a different K1. So
Mhm.
that take a lot much time. And yeah, there is also multi-state. So you have to uh, make a you have to part all the income according to state. So it take a lot of time. So you can say if there is a data in a proper way, so it take a less time. But if there is a data uh, in a such a messy way, so it take a lot
Yeah,
of time. Yeah.
that's true. But when, let's just say if you were to just count when you had the information, 50K ones, foreign income, how long did a return like that take you as far as entering the information, clearing diagnostics? Couple hours, couple days?
Yeah, it take a couple of days, because
Yeah.
you know you have to think about lot of things. If
Good.
when there is a multi-state and when there is a foreign income coming, so you have to think about lot of things. And
Right.
there are also lot of diagnostics are there when you prepare such returns. So it take days, I think.
How do you go about diagnostics? Do you just clear them, or do you know, like, how do you go about that to make sure they're properly cleared?
Like if I say about diagnostic, so if there is a critical diagnostic, so we definitely need to clear it. So when there is a critical diagnostic, I go for there and understand what diagnostic saying, and what are the causes for that. And I have first understand that, and then after I have to uh, uh, I go there and clear it out. And there is some informational diagnostics are there too. So when I go there, I uh, uh, know the causes as critical, and do as it needed. And for diagnostic, I first prefer to think like why it's causing, or why diagnostic are coming, and what are the mistakes I made due to diagnostics are there. So first I think about reason for diagnostics, and after I
Mhm.
move to clear it.
Got
Yeah.
it. Okay. So there's a process to it, right?
Yeah, I follow that process, because without understanding, if you are just clearing it, so uh, it may take a it may get disadvantage to taxpayer sometimes. Like sometimes they lost their refunds due to your thing, like you have not a lack, you have a lack of knowledge, or you have done things like just clearing out. So sometimes causes are there for it, if you just
Right.
yeah.
Okay. Um, Walk me through your process when you're doing 1120Ss or 1065s or 1120 from the time you have, let's just say you have all the information you need, all the data is provided to you.
Okay.
How do you start from beginning to end?
Like,
What do you go through?
okay, so for my previous process, if I say about my previous process, where we start from next year last year's tax return. So we start with the last year's tax return to match it with uh, uh, last year's financial. Like if there is any problem in last year, so it will be carry forward to next year too. So we first clear out last year's and match with last year. After that, there is a certain process for matching out or for processing a corporate return. Like uh, uh, we first go for things like payroll. We first match current year's payroll with current year's uh, profit and loss. Payroll summaries are provided by our clients, so we first match a payroll. After that,
Mhm.
there is also depreciation schedule provided. We also match depreciation. There is also sales tax provided, sales tax report. So we match sales tax report too. And there is a if there is some things like other things. So this will also be provided by our client, and we match all the things with PNL. And if there is any adjustment are needed, so there is Excel sheet where we contain unadjusted data and adjusted
Okay.
data. So we make all the adjustment in uh, Excel first, and after matching with or clearing out all the things, we put all the data in software. Like uh, there is a mostly adjustment come from payroll, depreciation, and sales tax report. So we match all the data with it, and after that we move forward to uh, any software, and just after that the most things become easy. Like if you have already done all the things, then you just have to put data on uh, software. Like yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, so this is our process. Like we go from step to step. First we move first we compare data to last year. After that we prepare like a whole written in Excel, uh, almost whole written, and after that we move forward to enter data in any software.
Got it. Okay. Very good. Have you worked with, you've just worked with Pro Series, is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I have also done some returns in Drake, but I have mostly work on Pro Series.
Pro
When I was using I was as a tax preparer, so I have used Drake software to in uh, some returns, but mostly I have worked on Pro Series.
Yeah, that's what we use. We use Pro Series.
Yeah,
So that should be pretty easy as
yeah,
far as you were to pick that up. As far as how we upload our information, we use a software called eFile Cabinet.
okay,
You may have heard about it. Um, it's it's a different version of it. Basically, keeps all our information
okay. Yeah, it's
per
about document
client, per
management software.
folder. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I have used a similar software called Canopy before it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Canopy is
it's
similar.
almost similar. You can you can manage your document, and also you can manage task and timing in there. Like if you provide any task, so you can manage the time in there too. And I also
Right. Yeah.
yeah,
It does. We don't have that feature. We don't really track timing for billing purposes.
yeah,
Uh, but we do like to internally keep track of timing for more of we want to understand basically how long a certain client's tax return is taking, and then being
yeah,
able to understand why it's taking that long, if
yeah.
maybe
It
the
will be
volume
helpful.
has increased or it's more complicated return. Uh, so that's why we keep track of timing. Um, and from there, we basically, it's a mix of documents will be an e-file, financials in QuickBooks,
Okay,
and then how I do it usually is I'll usually have every QuickBooks open along with the tax return software, so I can basically get the details of every single expense, right? Because
yeah,
I like to confirm the numbers before I put it in the tax return. Because entering into the tax return, that's the easiest part, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's about
Yeah.
making sure those numbers are matching with what has been paid, right? So, for example, if rent has 13 payments, then I want to know why there's 13 and not 12, right?
Yeah.
Was security deposit mixed up in those expenses, or did they pay an extra month before the end of the year? So that's how I'd like to go through the expenses, confirm all the tax payments with the confirmations, make sure that it's been categorized properly as far as the year, right?
Yeah.
And it's doing it that way is just another layer of checking our work and checking the work of the bookkeeping that is done. So not to say that there's mistakes, you know, Annette does a great job and we rarely even find anything, right? Because she knows exactly what we're looking for and how to prepare it. But it's more of, it allows her to feel comfortable that there's a possibility where there's another layer of checking, right? To
Yeah.
make sure, because nowadays we don't want to deal with IRS notices because it's just so hard to deal and
Yes.
get a hold of the IRS. So we want to make sure these returns are done properly the first time instead of having to deal with it. So that's why we're very particular about how we have the process of filing the return, make sure nothing is missed. And obviously, when you're rushing a return, I can say that I myself, in the past tax season, I had to rush a handful of tax returns, and I want easily half of them, there were some minor mistakes, right?
Yes.
So we want to avoid that and do it the right way.
Yeah, it's better to do the thing, check 2 times before getting any trouble. Like if you are checking it and after doing anything, then there is a less chance of making error or
Yeah,
error. Yeah. And
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Tell me about the about how you're involved with the tax planning and the estimated tax calculations.
Yeah. So if I say like I have done tax planning after tax season, after like a period of when extension is filed or extension is completed. After that, we in our last client we move forward to tax planning, which he provide, and in there we like estimate profits from final last year, and there is a software called tax planning. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
uh, s- Sorry, it's a profit first. I forget that. It's a profit first. You have to put the some certain data like profit, your profit. There is also equities and some, I forget some. Those are two uh, other aspect are there which you have to enter there, and it give you a lot of things how you can uh, you can save your money, like it give you plans where you can invest, and it gives things like where you can make your where you can cut your taxes, and it give you a proper planning for you or for any client, like it give you a wall thing where you can start and save your money and reduce your taxes. So there is a, if I call if I said about process, so uh, we have a last year's you can say current year's data, and we make some certain uh, projection, like how is the company going from last 3 or 5 years, and how they are increasing their expenses, and what are the average of their profit, and we make some estimate according to us, and after that we put data on profit first, and it gives a whole thing to us, and that we provide to our client, and
Got it.
uh, yeah, and do things like that. So
And you did that for every quarter?
yeah, there is for you have to do for all quarter, and you have to make a estimate for all quarter. So it
Got
will
it.
give you, yeah, it will give you a better result. You can do for whole year too, but we mostly do a quarterly. We also
You
do
did
some
for
for, yeah, for some client we also do it for whole year.
got it. Okay.
Yeah.
How do you um, walk me through your process of how do you communicate? Um, I guess you could say questions that you have on a tax return, right? So when you're going through the tax return, when let's just say when I have a first time client, right? So
Yeah.
I'm learning, I look at their prior year's tax return, like you mentioned, you do. And then I look at their financials and start the process. How do you go about analyzing the tax return as you're preparing it? And what I mean by that is, do you look for areas where they can potentially improve, or how do you look for what catches your eye that can be potentially wrong, or why they're doing it this way? Does that make sense? What I'm asking you
Yeah,
is,
yeah. I'm getting you.
when you're filing a tax return, I don't want to call it looking for red flags, but what how are you kind of looking at it as you're preparing it to find questions to make sure you're understanding properly based off how you're filing it?
Yeah. So we can say that if any thing we can know where is the error, so it will be the last year's tax return and current year's data. Like if we have like last year's return, so we can identify what are the last year's things, like what are the income source of a client, what are the deduction they take, and whole thing, where are the K1s are coming, and what are the uh, companies from where he get the dividends or interest, or if there is a disposable assets. So all the things we can get from last year's. And when we get any source document for current year, so first when we are putting, or after completing the return, we both the time we check the last year's return and current year's source document. So if there is there anything is missing, like if last year there is a three W2s and current year there is a two W2, that suddenly catch my eyes, like
Right.
why there is a one missing, or is there any thing we make a notes in there is a two way to make a notes. There is a in a pro series we can add a notes, and
Yeah.
whenever anyone can open it, they just know about that note, that there is a
Right.
things anyone have put there. So we make a both the way, like in a pro series, when anything comes like that, there is a missing things, we put it there. And we also make us a one word file, and send it to client, like our CPA. And if the we mention all the things, missing info, and things we observe, like if there is any credits which client is aware of, or he can uh, claim that credit, but last year that credit was not claimed, or anything uh, like that. So we do all the things in a word file, or in a pro series section where we can put notes. We do in a both the way, and we find as much as we can. As I call you, call you, last year's return is the best thing we can find anything from. And
Right.
also, yeah, and also from our knowledge we can find things like some credits we can avail, some deduction which client can take but not taken in last year due to lack of knowledge or things like that. So we make all the things available in a file, and send it to CPA for review.
Got it.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, that's exactly how we go about it too. It's about, um, you
And
know, Why
Yeah.
is this expense all of a sudden triple this year
Yeah.
and last so much smaller? So
Yeah.
just having an understanding of why expenses are what they are, right?
Yes.
To make sure. Um, and again, that's something that um, Annette and the bookkeepers will answer for us, but it's
Yes.
about going to them and having them let us know, right?
Yeah.
So,
And
and
yeah.
if for whatever reason they missed it, it gives an opportunity to now go back and find out.
Yes. And in
Okay.
a corporate return, we can find things like there is some adjustment are there in the last year, so we can do like if in a corporate return there is a most certain sections like M1 and M2 is the most important thing. So
Yes,
whenever there is there is a difference there, we can know there is a difference in our data too. So we have to
right.
go around and from M1 and M2 we can find like a difference, and after moving there we can go to tax return and look for error or any mistakes or anything we can find which causes the error here. And also we can find errors from diagnostics. As I told you, diagnostics are the also useful to find some errors or to find where the data are messed up or things like that.
Yeah. Okay. Good. How comfortable are you, um, basically, if you've given the work and obviously given the right, like, we give you proper information, proper support. How comfortable are you to say, okay, I know what to do. Let me just file these returns versus needing to basically follow every step you do until you get comfort. Are you okay with me saying, here's everything, file these returns, I need them by X date? Or is that something that could be overwhelming for you?
Yeah, I can, if there is a data provided to me or it's in a whole thing like there is not missing anything or anything is not missing, so I can prepare easily. But you know, like if there is a data is missing, we have to go to a long journey, like
Of
when
course.
data are coming and we have to
Yeah,
update our return. So if there is things are already there, we can do it very in a race way, or we can do it very
of course.
fastly. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I mean that's what we're looking for. Is what I'm looking for is once Annette finishes the file that's ready to be filed, or the best that we can get. If there's one piece of information, I'm not gonna hold on drafting the return, right?
yes,
You could just plug it in. But if it's complete enough to draft a return, what we're looking for is for someone to be able to understand, like you said, you have a process, you understand
yes,
how to go from A to Z, have the returns drafted, diagnostics changed, questions prepared, and then we would sit down or review where your questions are,
yes,
right? At least in the beginning until you get familiar, right, with the
yes,
clients. Go over your questions, address it, finalize it on your end, and then it would be reviewed by myself
yes,
or the other accountants, right?
yes,
So that way, when I'm looking at it, I'm not needing to look at all the small details. I want to make sure everything's flowing properly, the information makes sense after my analysis, and compare it to next year and then file it,
yes.
right?
That's the best thing. Yeah. And
That's what I'm looking for. And, from what I'm understanding, I think that's something what you're comfortable with as well.
yeah, and
Am I correct?
as even I think like that, like if we are preparing any return, so it's our responsibility to clear it as much as we can. Like there is no thing need to be uh, l- uh, need to be there that we have to carry forward to our CPA. Like I have made my full effort. there are some you can like there are always some things we have to discuss with our CPA. Even we
Yeah.
file we prepare for world return, but I think I make my effort as much as I can. I never leave you can say diagnostic which need to be not there. Like you can say I complete all the diagnostics, but there are some things which we need to discuss. So there are
Yes.
very less questions are remain there after completing any returns.
Correct. Yeah, and I would want you to ask because I don't want, that's why I mentioned it earlier. How do you clear diagnostics? I'm not looking
Yes.
for you to just clear it,
Yes.
right? Because you're just sweeping it under the rug. We need to
Mm.
make sure it's concrete and it's been cleared properly.
Yeah, and it's the
Um,
best way.
yeah, because, and I hope this doesn't come the wrong way, but we're not trying to hold hands and like babysit. You
Yeah.
know, we're looking for someone who knows what they're doing, but is also comfortable with coming and asking questions. I don't think there's
Yes.
any problem with ever asking questions. It's
Yes.
about, because what that tells me is you're trying to understand, right?
Yes. Right.
So I don't discourage the asking of questions and wanting to understand better. It's just a matter of not having to, you know, if you're asking the same question over and over again, then I
Yeah.
would want to understand what
Yeah.
I'm doing wrong to communicate that to you or explain it to you, right?
Yeah. It's also some bothering things like if you have too many questions, that also bothers someone. And
It doesn't bother me.
like but
Um,
if I ask one question again and again, and there is some basic questions, very basic question, if I ask you to, then you also get irritated, and even I get irritated if I get a lot of questions for which are like you can say it's a child's play, and why are you asking me again and again? So yeah, I can understand that.
yeah, I mean, again, that doesn't irritate me. I just start to look at what maybe I'm not explaining something correctly. But yes, after a while, then it's just a matter of you just may not understand it, so it may not be for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a line you can finally draw, right?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I appreciate your time. Do you have any questions for us?
Like if I have a question that what type of client we have, like more are 1040s or more are corporate, like what are the ratio we follow?
Good question. We have majority of them are 1120Ss.
Okay.
Okay, so let's just say out of 200 tax returns, I want to say 70% are 1120Ss, if
Okay.
not 75%. Okay.
Okay.
And then the remaining 20% are 1065s.
Okay.
And then the last, what is 5% are 1120s
Okay.
or just plain Schedule Cs.
Yeah. Okay. And
Yeah.
I think
yeah,
he
you are
wants
saying
to know
something.
also in total of like 1040s and 1120s is like what's the ratio between that?
What do you mean the ratio between that?
Like how many personals do we have
Oh, how many
in
persons?
addition to corporations?
Right. That fluctuates, but I want to say on average, I think we were just talking about it. We said around 400 individuals. You said,
Okay.
We have
Annette?
total we have total around somewhere between 400 to 450 taxes total.
Okay.
And I would say about 200 to 250 is individuals. And then the
Okay.
rest is businesses.
Okay.
Yeah, and it fluctuates because right, 400 in total. You're right.
Yeah.
It fluctuates because, for example, if one client were filing joint return and then they have 3 kids, those 3 kids don't always file with us because they either do it themselves or I honestly don't want to do them.
Yeah.
um, like one client, we have one client that we, out of those returns, I want to say like 25 of the returns are all theirs, right? So between partnerships, corporate returns, individual return, it's all one client. So it's about all being related, and those K1s all flow into their personal.
Yeah, and it's a good thing to Pro Series too. You can just import K1s from uh, uh, corporate entities. I've done it many
Mhm.
times.
Right. So that is something that we're also looking for, is someone who is knowledgeable of how that import works to make the process easier.
Yeah, yeah. In Pro Series there is this option like you can
You know,
import K1 from any corporate entities to your 1040s if
yes.
both the client is in a Pro Series. So it's a very
I've,
good
I've
Okay.
thing to.
never used that feature, but look forward to using that
Yeah,
feature. Make
it's
it
a good
fast.
one. I have used it many times.
Very good.
Have you
Very,
ever done the feature where you import from QuickBooks to Pro Series?
Like QuickBook datas for a corporate or
Mm. Yeah, like
uh,
you can map the QuickBooks like accounts to automatically go into the Pro Series
no,
tax
I haven't
return.
done it yet.
Okay.
We mostly prepare Excel, and from Excel we put data in Pro Series. So I haven't done it yet, but I will very eager to learn it because I always like to learn new things. So
right.
I will
Same
try.
here.
Okay, great.
Yeah, yeah,
Any other questions?
yeah. I have one another question like the way of you can say what is the process like the process is same for corporate return as I told you from Excel to software and things like that, or is there any different process you are uh, uh, using for filing corporate return?
Our processes overall is pretty similar.
Okay.
I would just say there's certain things that we just haven't incorporated, like the Excel into Pro Series.
Okay.
So I would like to see if that's something that would make sense, right? So that would be something you would bring as far as, hey, there's an easier way of doing this. And we're always open to that, right? We
Okay.
want to know what's a better way of doing it. We don't think we always know everything or so.
Yeah.
But overall, our process is very similar on how we go about receiving the information all the way to completing the tax return.
Yes. Yes. So
Yeah.
basically, we do all the things in QuickBook, and after that, we move forward to tax return. Like as I
Yes.
told you, we done it in Excel, but in your way, you are doing it in directly in QuickBook, or you are, as I
Yeah. So
told you,
we,
it's the same process. It's not that much difficult. It's almost same.
yeah. And I think what you're saying is you export QuickBooks into Excel, Excel into Pro Series.
Yes.
Right. So again, it's just a matter of learning that and seeing what makes
Yes.
sense, what doesn't make sense, right?
Uh,
We both find out that exporting from QuickBooks eliminates that one process from QuickBooks to Excel, Excel to Pro Series, and it'll
yes.
flow. At the end of the day, it's just about what flows in the best way and the
Yeah.
fastest way.
Yeah.
So you can spend more time analyzing and reviewing.
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah.
Good questions. So based off what you've heard, how do you see yourself potentially fitting in with your experience with us?
Like in a Pro Series, or
No, just in general, like, do you see it being a good fit from what you're looking for as far as, you're looking to, for whoever you want to work for? What are you looking for in an employer, in a supervisor, that you would decide, okay, yeah, if you have three options, and everyone's process and everything, all that is the same. What's the next thing you're looking for as that you would pick one over the other?
like if I say about me, so I prefer after a process or after all the things, I prefer a employer which gives me you can say a chance to learn things. Like if there is a opportunity for learning, so I will always go for it, because as I told you, I always like to learn things more. Like as you said, you are doing differently. Like we are inputting K1s, but you are inputting whole data from QBO. So it's a new thing for me. I haven't
Mhm.
done it yet. So I will always look for things which I don't know, and I will always go for like which gives me something in returns. So
Got
yeah, you can you know that.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, I would say you fit from based off of our conversation, looking at your resume. I would say you would fit pretty well with what we're looking for,
Okay.
and the type of clients we have. I think it would be a easy transition,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Thank you.
But you never know until you start working.
Yeah. Yeah, you can say that. And
Yeah,
as much as even I can say, like when we get into work, then after we know what is the work. For now,
exactly.
yeah, till now we just assume that those type of work we need to do, but after getting start with work, we know the things we don't know, and we learn the
Exactly.
things we don't know. And you can
Very,
also, yeah.
very smart. I like that. Okay.
Okay.
Well, it was a pleasure speaking with you.
Yeah,
Thank
my
you for your
pleasure too.
time. My apologies for being late
No, no,
at the
it's not that
beginning.
much late.
I just had to take care of an emergency. I couldn't hold on anymore. But again, thank you for making time early this morning for us.
Yeah, thank you too for
Yep,
giving me that much time, because it's I can say it's a long meeting. You have to uh, make your schedule arrangement for it. I think so. Like you know that, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
So
Thank you.
thank you too.
All right, bye.
Bye
Okay.
bye.
Bye. Have a good day.
You
You
too.
too.
Yeah.
Hey, I gotta give Nazi a call real quick, okay?
Yep, that's who was calling me.
Yeah, I know. Now it's my turn.
What's that? I think we got one more. No, I may be wrong. We might have more. Just need to flip pay, familiar with Healthy State, adjustment for provisions, appreciation, interest, accrual, self-review returns, documentation. Stuff like that.
Hi, how are you?
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for making time. All right, let me pull up your resume. All right. My name is Sam, and we're based out, we're an accounting firm that's been established for a little over 35 years. I handle the tax side with the clients. Annette, which will be coming on shortly, she is our account manager, and she deals with all the bookkeeping side and preparing everything for us, so we can file those tax returns. A little bit about the type of returns we file. We work with various types of businesses, anywhere from medical to attorneys to construction to retail, e-commerce, car dealerships, consulting, wide variety. And the returns that we mostly that we file are 1120Ss. And then the next is usually 1065s is what we have the most of. And then we have a few 1120s. And all of those corporate returns are usually all followed by 1040s. So we do 98% of everyone's 1040s that we file the corporate returns for. So it's an easy transition as far as W-2s, K-1s, and loading everything there. We use Pro Series, which I see you have experience in.
Yeah.
QuickBooks is what we use bookkeeping on, and where we basically store files and upload files is e-file cabinet.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? Let's see. We used to provide payroll services, but our payroll services have since 2019 outsourced through ADP, which we have full access to with all those clients that operate through ADP. So we usually have all the payroll reports available as well. So it's just a matter of the challenge every year is closing the books, so we can start prepping the returns. And then from there, it's about collecting the individual tax documents that they receive. That could be anywhere from 1099 interest, 1098 mortgage interest, dividends.
Hi.
Hi, sorry.
It's okay.
Continue, I was listening.
That is usually the challenges in completing the returns, is getting those missing documents.
Yeah.
Which I see in your resume, you had mentioned, let's see. You had mentioned that you helped with gathering information.
Yeah.
So kind of start off with that is, how were you helping with gathering client documentation?
We need to use one software like Smart Wall Canopy. In that, the client give us many source document in previous year and current year both. So if current year we need to get previous year source document, so we can easily going to that software and we can collect that. So in many time the like accounting work, so we need to the previous year document, because of something like that reconcile are not doing very well for previous clients, so we need to check the previous year document, and after that we need to reconcile, so we need to easily get source document for that. So, and in that if our process was if like we prepare a business return, so we need to check the P&L and balance sheet both. So if it is correct, then we start to return pass-through entity like 1065 and 1120s. But if there is any differences like depreciation didn't match in P&L and P&L, so we need to adjustment for that, and after that we clarify all the amount and match the balance sheet. After that we need to prepare a return. So
Got
this
it.
is our process and source document
Okay.
like.
Um, okay. So you were helping through that process. On your resume, it says tax associate. Can you kind of explain the role you played for the different supervisors you were working with as a tax associate? What does
That
that quite mean? Were you helping with the tax returns or?
in that we need to clarify the document. If any clarify document, after that any missing document are there, so we need to clarify that, and after that we need to ask to client that this previous year document we did not provide, so please provide me. And also uh, we need to check the previous year document, previous year tax return. So it is the basically current year we prepare a tax return, so we need to check the previous year tax return also. If any differences are there, so we need to check.
Okay. All right. Tell me about the tax returns you were filing. What were you filing the most, if any of them?
1040. In 1040, I have prepared last season. I have prepared 250. In that, around 10-20% is business returns are there. Because I like to prepare a 1040 because I love to play with number. And there are any like if there is a farming income, so um, uh, we need to clarify where is that, so we need to clarify. After that we need to prepare all the document, like if our process, we need to first we need to prepare a excel sheet for that, because the after prepare a excel sheet, our work is easy. And then we need to prepare a tax return.
Okay. There was another thing I had a question on. So you've been doing it since June 2019. You've been filing
Yeah.
tax, right? What were some of the challenges you faced in this past year with the whole COVID situation? Was it challenging with some of these different firms that you were working with as far as filing tax returns and getting documentation? Or was it not, did it not affect you because everything was always remote on your end?
In previous year, there is one thing which I have don't know, and I asked to client, please help me. This thing was the depreciation related and the K1 related, because in there is one amount which the did not in a source document was different, and client provide the tax organization, this was different. So after that we have to matching the K1, and also we need to clarify depreciation also. So this is the very much time to give. I have prepared that return.
Got it. Okay. So it was just about communication was the challenging part.
Yeah.
Is that okay? When you say you were communicating with the client, did you communicate directly with the client, or you were communicating with the CPA who was communicating with the client?
If the client are agree with us, see, you can directly convince the client and ask the source document, so we need to use that method. But if client gives to CPA, so we need to clarify with CPA, and after that CPA clarify to client, and that the client give us document. But I think we need to connect personally to client, because it is very in first thing, it is the trustworthy things, and also we need to ask directly to client, so we need to do not middle level,
Got it.
directly.
So
Yeah, we
you
easily
were
work to both the side, if client side and my side also.
okay. And was the communication mostly via email, or were you also call?
Email through, and if client if any task urgently, and if any difficult situations are there, so we need to call also.
Okay. Do you feel comfortable with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Um, let's see. What's your what would you say is your process
uh,
when you've given a file? How do you start from beginning to end?
if reviewer time, first we need to check previous year source document, and verify the client client description, basic description, and the client provides tax organization, so we need to match for that. If client does not provide any tax organization, so we need to go to document and check the output, because we need to check output, so we can easily arrange for that. But in pass through entity, we need to prepare an excel sheet for a pnl and balance sheet, so we need to clarify the amount, it is different or not different. So and after that we need to prepare a tax return, then then we review for that, and after that we give to client. So it is helpful to both sides.
Okay.
And
Uh,
if preparer, so we need to check the whether is the old client and new client. If there is a old client, so we check to depreciation carry forward list and comparison sheet. And if there is a new client, so we need to ask to client, please provide the carryover list, so we need to prepare for that. After that we need to old document as per client nature, like W2, 1099, then div, and so we can easily input to software. After that we clear all the diagnosis error. If I have stuck between a task, so I will need to go previous year return. But still I have stuck, then we need to ask client, please help me. So this is the process for
for your product. Okay.
yeah.
Filing tax. Great. Are you also familiar with filing 941s? No, never mind. Okay. Do you have any questions for us?
Yeah, if any particular process you follow, if I have select in your team, so what is the process I have to follow?
The process is it would be something like we would have the QuickBooks file ready, right? Where you would then download the P&L and balance sheet. Okay. Then from there, we would require, like you mentioned, you compare prior years with current year. You would make sure, number one, the ending balances of the prior year were matching with the beginning balances of the current year that you're going to be
Yeah.
filing. Then from there, our process is going through the financial from income to expenses and basically line by line confirming the finalized numbers, right? So when you're going through the expenses, making sure it matches with confirmations, making sure certain expenses like rent, utilities, phone, internet, the ones that you know are always 12 payments, make sure that that follows. And then, while you're reviewing those financials, look for anything that may catch your eye, right? So if something is 3 times more in one year versus the other, the process that we expect is to make notes and ask those questions, right? Not to just data entry, because anyone can do data entry. It's about analyzing the financials before we put it into the tax return. Because if the financial ends up changing, then we wasted time with the data entry, right? So after analyzing the financials, then drafting a tax return, and from there, any questions that you may have, anything that caught your eye, however way you seem fit, that would be communicated, asked, okay? And then going through diagnostics, clearing in, if you have any doubt that you're not sure, not clearing it just to clear it, making sure, confirming. And then from there, once it's been drafted, then we would what I would expect is to do a final review before
Yeah.
it's sent to me to review the return. Because what I'm looking for is someone that would get the return drafted, reviewed, ready for me to make the final review,
Yeah.
right? So you would be a layer of the first layer that would basically create that, analyze that, bring me questions that you see, and see if I see it too, or if I know the answers that we can answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a kind of a high overview of how our process works. Of course, when you start doing the work,
Yeah.
it's then when you feel it to see how the process really is. As you know, like you mentioned earlier, when you don't have all the information, it's
Yeah.
hard to do a tax return. But usually what we do is if we have more than 90% of the information, then we don't want to hold it either. We want to be
Yeah.
able to draft a return so we can start those questions with the client,
Yeah.
right? Because as you know, clients don't always respond right away. You have to chase them, right?
Yeah.
So kind of also time management. It's understanding what day the calendar you're at versus when's the deadline versus, you know, when giving time for the client to respond.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the whole overview of how we go about it.
Yeah.
Is that something that you see match with your skills and what you expect?
If I have my side, I have if you earlier say like you need to clarify all work and easily you give to return file return for easily. So if I have that much if I have try my best to complete return and clearing all diagnostic error and make right if any difficult task to make right open point for you so you can easily going by them. So yes.
Got it. Okay. Any other questions?
No.
Thank you very much for
Thank
your time. I appreciate it.
thank you. Have a nice day.
You
You
too.
too.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Do we have more or was that it?
You have one more.
One more.
Vikras Patel. He has several. He has the most experience.
Mr. Patel.
I had to pay $100 for the COVID test. Can you
Why?
believe it?
Yeah, I
I
could.
called a few places. Another's was like 120. I'm like, what? Why?
They're supposed to
Unbelievable.
pay for it.
Well, they're not. They charged me.
There's a law that came out that all of it. What did they tell you?
Nothing. She took my insurance and like the visit was $100. So like I went to that West Hills place.
Oh,
Hi Sam, there are two candidates, Vikas and Kuntal. They will be joining from other premise.
okay.
Okay, Shubham, sorry, Vikas is here with us.
Perfect.
Hi
Hello,
Vikas.
Sam.
Hello,
Hello.
hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Um, I have your resume over here. My name is Sam. With me is Annette. Annette is our account manager. She handles all the bookkeeping and financials and all the stuff that we use to file the tax return, basically. She gets it ready for us.
Mhm.
A little about us. We file all various tax returns, mostly 1120Ss. After that is 1065s, a few 1120s, and then followed by that is the personals of the owners of those corporations. Okay. And variety of industries, anywhere from various professionals to people in construction to retail, wholesale, e-commerce, consulting. We got it all across the board. So we don't have a particular niche that we work with. It's just about the type of client. And from what I see is you have the experience with 1040s and the various corporate tax returns. I see trust and estate, real estate taxes, nonprofits. So you're definitely I see a lot of experience there that you can definitely bring to the table for us. Pro Series is what we use, so that's a plus. My question from there is, I see Ultra Tax as well. Which one would you say you've used the most in preparing tax returns?
What?
Which of the softwares have you used the most in preparing your tax returns?
Which of the softwares I used?
Which of the softwares between Pro Series and Ultra have you used the most in preparing?
Okay. UltraText is the one that I use the most.
Ultra is? Okay.
Mhm.
All right. What's your comfort level with Pro Series?
Pro Series, we can on the scale of 1 to 10, it's 7.5 around.
Okay. Okay. QuickBooks, that's what we use as well as far as doing our bookkeeping. So I will kind of walk me through your experience. I see that you've been preparing taxes since 2016. So how did you fall into tax and what has kept you in tax?
Okay, let me tell you from the start how all this started. So I hold master's degree in commerce. So after completion of my BCom, I started my career as a bookkeeper in one of the CPA firm based in USA, having back office here in India. So there I started as a bookkeeper. Then as per my performance and the work pressure, they promoted me. First they promoted me to reviewer level and then to the team leader level. uh, Started as a bookkeeper, then I worked on different like review level task, and then for when the tax season started, I got exposure of tax thing, right, and that's how I came to.
Got it. What's your favorite part about even being in this side of the profession? Because it could be very boring sometimes.
uh the best part of being in the profession is challenges are always there to cope up with the timeline, and things are always new. I always find things new in tax and in accounting as well, and that's challenges are the most thing which I like the most about the
Very
profession.
good. Nice. Where would you say, out of all the tax returns, would you say you've prepared more than the other as far as the different corporate returns? You have more experience in one versus the other, or are they all equal?
I have more experience in corporate and individual.
An individual? For corporate, which one of the corporate returns are you most comfortable with?
1120S, small
11,
corporation.
Okay, got it. How many tax returns do you usually file every tax season on
Every
average?
tax season around, we can say 100 plus.
100 plus, and that's combination of individual and corporate returns?
Yeah. That's
And does that include just for April? Is that April and September?
it's still 15th of April.
All in April 15th?
Mhm.
Do you usually file during September, or you just, there's no extensions for the people you've worked for in the past?
Can you please repeat?
Do you ever file tax returns during extension
Yes,
deadline?
I file.
Okay,
I do.
got it. Okay. Walk me through your process when you are given a file to start a tax return. What do you do from beginning to end?
Okay. So first of all, I will take a look at the previous year's tax return, whatever the documents are there, and I will then look to the documents are provided by the client or the responsible person. I will try to figure out that what format has been followed in last previous year, and then I will ask if documents are not there, like if any of the documents are missing, then I will ask for that, and uh, after that we follow the standard process of filling the whatever the process is.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess my question is the complexity of these returns that you filed.
Mhm.
How would you explain how complex are some of these tax returns? What are the most
Okay.
complex ones?
In one of the case, there was a taxpayer was divorced. So at that time, they were both having a home office, and things need to be calculated 50-50,
Mhm.
and all the things are so complicated, right? And I seriously, I wasn't the one who did that. Then my senior helped me in that, but that is how complex returns are there, which I have worked on.
Got it. What kind of industries are you filing the corporate returns for?
Uh,
What kind of which industries are you filing these corporate returns for?
for restaurants and then real estate and like repairs and maintenance kind of shops and all that.
Okay. How long have you been a senior tax accountant?
I've been for 1.5 year around.
Okay. And what was that your goal, is to become senior, more review? Is that what you're looking for?
Yes, I'm looking forward to start my own firm.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, I mean, based off experience, why not, right?
Yeah, thank you.
How long have you been working with US industries?
I've been working with the US industry around 3.5. Actually, when I started my career, I started as a in domestic in our regional accounting. Then I shifted to the USA
Shifted to the US.
accounting. Mhm.
Okay. How do you keep yourself updated with the tax laws and the changes that are consistently happening?
How do I keep up? Uh, we kind of tax guys, we can say. Tax. Uh, we have group, like there we discuss things and all that. On Skype we have group, so there we generally discussing all the things like whatever is going on in the business, like what are the updates are coming, uh, new policies and standard direction for the year, and that is all what we discuss there. And if anything is now new, then someone will forward to everyone in the group. So that's how I keep up with the.
Got it. Okay. When you open up your own tax firm, how do you want to run it? How do you,
How
how do you want to do it?
Mm, I really
didn't think about it. But
Would you
right
just
now I'm
tax? Would you do bookkeeping? What would you provide?
what would I will provide bookkeeping, tax, and audit as well.
Right.
Audit.
Yes.
What kind of audit?
Hmm?
What kind of audit?
What kind of audit? Audit part is for someone else who is my partner, we can say. Is
Okay.
my friend, one of my friends. That is her.
Mm.
So it's gonna be a venture, joint venture type of.
Got it. Nice. Would you, so you would be preparing tax returns, you would be providing bookkeeping services.
Mhm.
Do you have are you familiar with like filing payroll tax returns, 941,
Yes.
940? Are you
Yeah.
familiar with the,
I have filed for ERC also, employee retention credit also.
that's what I was going to ask you, is how familiar are you with that, with ERC?
ERC, I was doing a data entry part for that because most of the part was my senior was doing that. But
Okay.
we can say it will take only one session for me to understand all that, and then things will go very smoothly with the work.
So what was your role in the ERC part? Were you just putting in data entry? What was your part when you were helping?
Or my yes, I was just doing data entry.
Data entry. Do you understand how the calculations work?
What?
Do you understand how the calculations work?
I have little bit of understanding, but if you will ask me very deeply, then I won't be able to explain you it in precise manner.
That's not a problem.
Hmm.
The reason I ask is because that is that's this area that we've basically, we're bringing in a lot of business for.
Yeah, but but I'm telling you that it will take only one session for me with you.
I believe you.
to-
I believe you. No, I
Yeah.
believe you. What I'm trying to explain is, on top of tax returns, we're also filing a lot of ERC returns. So being that you are familiar with it, or at least interested in it,
Yes.
is something that I don't think is hard. It's just about volume, right? And understanding how to read payroll reports and how to put those into Excel sheets to generate the what are you looking for in a supervisor and a CPA? Like, you're obviously looking to work with somebody. What is your ideal job look like? What are you trying to, what kind of responsibilities do you want? What responsibilities do you not want?
All the work related responsibilities that I would prefer, like all the work.
Yeah, I mean, I respect the
But
fact that
communication part is what I want to avoid.
you
Like,
just want communication.
no, I just don't want to communicate with the clients.
You just want to
I
communicate with the clients.
Yeah, the direct clients. I can communicate with my supervisors, managers, but
Okay.
I really, yeah,
Okay.
I
You don't
don't.
want to do actual work.
I just want to do the accounting and tax filling preparation, all that, but not the
Okay.
communication with the client. Yeah.
But not the communication. Is that what you're saying?
I can
Yeah.
do via email, but I would not prefer like this.
No, we wouldn't want you to do the communication either.
Yeah, that will be good for both of us.
Yeah, that's not something we're looking for. But okay, so communication is not something you would want to do. But overall, the overall culture and response, like, what do you want? What are you looking for so you can grow more? Because I'm assuming you want to learn more, right? So
Yes.
eventually,
Yes.
one day when you open up your own practice, you can take everything you've learned and bring it to your own practice, right? So based off of what you've learned now, what is the next thing you're trying to learn? What are you trying to take, you know?
Okay, I want to make myself more strong on review, on accounting and advanced accounting review, and on tax. I just want to be on preparation part. I just don't want to move to the review part because I don't. I can't do in both. Like if I review accounting, then I have to do preparation part on tax. That is why, and I prefer review on accounting more.
Okay,
And preparation is very much better than review in tax.
got
I
it.
believe that.
Got it. Okay. So what you want to do is practice more on reviews, possibly on complex returns. But you're just trying to get stronger in that area, trying to see as many tax returns as possible. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Do you think you're better at reviewing when you're doing the tax return, or you think you're better at it when it's been drafted and you're reviewing the tax return?
It's little better when it's drafted.
Better when it's drafted. Okay. What makes that? Why is it better for you? Is it because you don't have to deal with the data entry, that portion? What makes it easier for you to be able to review the tax return more accurately when it's already been there versus you doing it and then reviewing it?
It will be more good if I will be doing and then I reviewing,
Oh,
self
so
review.
okay, got it. Okay. Very good. Do you have any questions, Annette?
Can you just what states have you been? I know federal, but what about states? What states have you had experience in when filing tax returns?
What state I have had experience? Can you please repeat your question?
Like, you know how there's a federal portion and then a state portion? So did you file like California tax returns, Ohio, North Carolina, or just federal?
When you're filing the personal returns,
No, I have worked on multi-state returns as well, but
Okay.
it was so before, like in past. And if
Got it.
you want me, then I have to brush up all those things
No.
again.
So, okay, I'm glad you brought that up. So what are the most recent returns you filed?
What are the most return in September? 1065, that was partnership.
1065s, okay. And then were there states involved in those 1065s?
Yeah, the state was, no, it was e-file.
No, I understand, but you filed with the IRS, right? And then was there a state that they lived in, or the property was in, or the partnership was in, that you were filing for those?
Yes, there was a state from, I'm not able to recall the name. What was that?
Okay, so you're just filing IRS.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. 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 I mean, you've answered all my questions. Do you have any questions for us?
Yes. Let me think a little. So, in your firm or organization, you guys have the two, or there are more people?
There's more people. We have a bookkeeper that works at the office. There's another tax accountant. And then we have, we're looking to hire another bookkeeper. So, but this is the core of it. She's the main side on the bookkeeping side in account management. I'm more client relations. Well, she's part of the client as well. She deals with the client way more, but I'm more on the tax side, tax planning,
Mhm.
and investments.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
all
Well,
right.
thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you
Uh,
too.
You have a good one.
Yeah.
Bye.
Have a great day.
Bye.
You too.
Nice meeting you.
Bye.
Sam and Ned, now we'll be starting with the next profile, tax accountant, and this will be the sequence.
All right. Hello, sir.
Do you want to take a 10 or 15-minute break, or if that's fine, we can continue?
I'm
We're
okay.
okay, but if you want to take a break, not a problem.
All right. Okay, so Kuntal, Dhaval, and Vijay. We have Kuntal right here.
Nice to
Hello.
meet you.
Hi, nice to meet
Hi.
you.
How are you all?
Good,
Doing-
thank you.
Thank you. How are you?
Yeah, doing well right now.
Very good. Well, thank you for taking the time this early to be
Yeah,
with
it's morning 5.
5.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry.
No, I can understand because this is tax season and busy schedule, so I can understand.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Because we also used to work in this period, so we are also habituated with these timings sometimes if client need to do. So
That's
I
right.
see.
That's right. Well, you start off by telling a little bit about us and your experience.
yeah, I have started working in this industry from 2018. Like started journey in this industry like April or May 2018. Then initial period I have started in the tax accountant. Accounting I have started, but my manager provide me the tax because there in after April there was no taxes because tax season was already been completed. So my manager gave me the trainings in taxes, so I got my exposure in taxes, and my manager realized that I am in good in taxes, so she gave me an opportunity to work in taxes. So I have right now more exposure, and I have 2 seasons, 19, 20 and 21 right now we are working. So I have good experience in taxes. I can work on 1040s, 1120, 1120s, 1065s, all corporate, and also I can work on 990 and 1041, both the returns. So real
Okay.
estate, trust, and NPOs, I can work on those returns as well.
Right. Okay.
I have also worked on 1040 non-residents, multi-states, because good exposure I got in last 2 years in multi-states because I know how to do the multi-state returns. Also, I have worked on part year tax returns as well for 1040s. So I know how to calculate the income.
Which states have you filed for?
Sorry?
Which states have you filed for?
I have filed for New York, California, and New Jersey as well. So 3 states I have filed for the state returns.
California, New York, and what was the other one? New Jersey?
Yeah, New Jersey, New York, and California, NJ, NY, and CA.
Okay. And were those personal returns, corporate returns?
Yeah, I have prepared all of types of the
All of
returns. Like, yeah, 1041s are also 990s are well. So I have good hand on those returns.
Okay.
Yeah.
Out of all the returns, which one is the one you're the most comfortable with or you're very good at?
Yeah. Are you talking about like complicated returns or comfortable returns?
Which out of the 1040, 1120s, which one is your favorite?
Um, like in categories, I cannot decide because all the returns I love to work on, because ultimately my goal is to provide the services to the client. Whatever the responsibility given to me, I have to work on, and client should be satisfied with my work. That is my ultimately goal. It not the priority that I have to do this only, but the priority should be based on the client, what he did, what he wants from us. We should provide this from we should provide. So I love to work on all the returns like 10, 40, 11, 20, 10, 65 partnership, whatever client want, I want to work.
Very nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there one that you have worked on the most that you usually
um,
do more than the other?
I like last 2 seasons I have most of the 1040s worked, like 300 plus returns I have worked on the 1040s, but also I have worked on the corporates as well, 200 plus I can say. So this is the 300 and 200 my ratio with 1040s and corporates.
Okay. Um, what did your supervisor see that they said that you should go in tax, or is that something you wanted to do?
Yeah, like I told you earlier that initially I have started in the accounting, but
Right.
she taught me the taxes, and I got very good in the taxes, and she just gave me a one demo for a tax return. So I worked on tax return in my software. Then she taught me that how to work, and I got the things very good. And then from the next tax return I worked on my mistakes and understood what the mistakes I already done in past. Now I should not do this. So this was the appreciable portion from my supervisor to me, and now
Mhm.
I am supervising to the my associates if they are under me, so I can work on this.
So you're supervising right now.
Yeah, I can work, and I also supervise my under assistant survey.
Very
So
nice.
this is good.
That is good. Yes. I see that you work with various tax softwares, Pro
Yeah,
Series,
Pro
Lacerda,
Series, Casa,
Brave.
Drake. Yeah, Tax Adams also I have worked. Like Tax Adam is for W2s and 1099 issue forms. This is the software that the deadline from 15th January to 31st January we have to issue the 1099 miscellaneous or NEC. So this software is for Tax Adam. We have to work. I have worked on tax software as well, and e-file cabinet also I have worked. So
Yes.
various softwares.
Very good. Is there one that you're more comfortable than the other as far as the
Uh,
tax softwares?
my personal belief is that software is doesn't matter if you are conceptually clarity. So I have worked more in Pro Series, also worked on Drag, but my personal conceptuality is that if you are conceptual clarity with taxes, software is part of 2 or 3 days. You can learn any software. But if
Mm-hmm.
you are very clear with mind that you can do compliance to the client, this what I personally believe.
Right, right. Understood. Um, Tell me about a little bit about your work with analyzing financials and reports.
Yeah, look, I start working with the taxes from the client's documents which provide. First of all, I will compare the documents with previous years. If there will be any comparison missing, like last time there have been 3 W2s, and this time the employer has been changed, or the employee has left the job. So right now he has only one W2. So I have to take the open point and ask to the client whether the other where are the other W2s. So this
Mhm.
is the open point. Then work paper, coming from the part of the work paper, then for schedule C, let me talk about the schedule C for the
Mhm.
business profit. um, Tax in net income as per the books should be matched with the net income as per the tax. But for this, if meals are provided, then we have to do the reconciliation portion, like I if I input the 50 or $100 in the schedule C, so I will put into the 50%, but in output it will show only 50% portion, but in Excel sheet or whatever the document provided, it will show the 100%. So I do the reconciliation portion, like if depreciation is also there, so net income as per the books will be matched with the net income as per the tax, or 8829 is there, so the 100% deduction should be not given. The portion which only be the use for that particular office from the home, this should be deducted. So this is how do the reconciliation from net income as per the profit and net income as per the books. And this work paper I provide to the client, so that client easily can understand what the deduction should be taken or what are not taken. Then ultimately last goal is to clear the diagnostics. So how what are the diagnostics have been have been arranged, this should be the cleared by me. And if I cannot be able to complete the diagnostic, I should google out it, what will be the do for this step. And then also I could not able to do, I will reach out to you, because it will be the higher portion. So this is how I proceed for the taxes.
Very good. Okay. Have you or are you familiar with ERC credits and preparing those 941s?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, this is the quarterly payments for the federal FUTA, SHUTA. I am aware of this 941, 940s annual payments. What payroll taxes.
Right. But
Yeah.
do you know about the ERC credit, employee retention tax credit?
No, I don't know about this, but if I'll be given the chance to work with you, that I will definitely catch these things. And if you teach me, I will definitely catch this, or I will Google out it from what is ERC, and I will catch it.
Yeah, I mean, what's important is understanding how to read payroll reports, how to read 941s. So you're saying you understand how to read those reports and understand those.
Yeah, I have seen these reports, and I have also inputted from the reports from generating like 941, 940. I have to input the tax software, wages or payroll taxes, FUTA, SHUTA, whatever the given. So I have seen these reports.
Okay, very good. I guess I would ask, one of my last questions would be, what are you looking for to be like in the team that you want to be hired for, or what you pick? What are you looking for in a company?
Like if I'm given an opportunity to work with you, I will be very happy to work with you, because like my experience is 3 years. I can do the compliance to the clients, and if there will be any high priority given to me to work with you, that will be the very helpful. And from the like I can clear the diagnostics or whatever. I will try to my best to give to the clients, and ultimately my last goal that clients should be satisfied with our work. This is my goal for all.
What's your goal? Okay, very good. Is there something that you don't want to do?
No, that is not my.
And it's okay. I just want. I guess I just say, what don't you like to do? You know, is there some stuff I don't like to do either?
Yeah, sometimes what happen, like if this is tax season, busy tax season, so sometimes mind get hectic with all types of the tax returns you see, and sometimes you are not getting the answers. So like night to work, it will get difficult. Like here in India, 3:30 a.m. we have to work am. So starting with the 2:30 p.m. or 3:30 p.m. to 3:30 a.m. it will get sometimes hectic. So it doesn't I like, but ultimately last thing in my mind come that the client should be satisfied. So I took my mind, keep calm and to do work.
All right, I get that. So what is the hours? What do the hours look like on your end? Do you work starting 2:30 in the morning?
2:30 afternoon to 3:30 to 3:30 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, in tax season, like as I told you that I am supervisor, so I have to handle my associates are well. So this will
When
suit me.
you're supervising associates, are they associates there or are they associates in the US?
No, here, India, in India,
Okay,
not in
okay,
US, in
okay,
India. Yeah,
okay. So
because
you,
I have been in this industry since 3 to 4 years, so my position is starting with associates to supervisor. So that's why the my experience counted, and now I have been given an position to the supervisor from my manager. So I handle my under associates.
so if when we have like 10, 20 files that we give you, do you file them or do your associates file them?
No, no, I do file because it's my responsibility ultimately. I won't give to another because it's my client. So it's I do have
Yeah.
to work for you only, not I should give to another. I don't want like this.
Okay. And is that something you want to do or you want to do more managing and reviewing?
No, I want to do my work because if you give me work, I have to complete. This
Got
is
it.
my ultimately. I should not give to another one because I don't know what he will do, what you
Right,
are asking for, and our communication should be from you to from me. So
right.
I cannot explain to anything because it's our confidentiality. So I cannot give anything to anyone.
Got it. Okay, very good.
Yeah,
I think your experience definitely is something that would make sense for what we're looking for.
yeah.
I like the way you communicate. I like your experience. I think it could be a good fit. Um, so it's just a matter of really seeing how much work we have to be able to give to you because it could be a lot.
Yeah, I am ready for it because I already told you that I start to work in 2:30 p.m. to 3:30 a.m. So I am ready with the work. And
Okay,
if I want to work in 10, 12 hours, I am ready
very good. Well, we're ready too.
because I know that a client should be satisfied from our services. So this is my goal.
Understood. Okay. Annette, do you have any questions?
No, you guys
Mm,
answered all my questions.
Very good. You have any questions for us?
yeah, I have if I'm given an opportunity to work with you, what types of the clients should I work? I have worked on the artists, real estate. So what types of the clients should I have to work with you?
Yeah. I mean, Annette can answer that question, but what I would say is you definitely would have a variety. Definitely there'd be car dealerships, uh,
Okay,
would have various professionals,
okay,
doctor, attorney, possibly. You would have people in the wholesale industry, import, export.
okay,
Gas
You
stations.
gas stations. Yes.
okay. Yeah,
Various
nice.
retail, e-commerce. Um, we have uh, the US dealers. We have
Warranty.
warranties,
Warranty companies that they sell.
extended warranties. So
Okay.
it's a variety.
Varieties. Okay, I can understand.
Yeah, we
So
don't
this
have
is
only one type of business.
okay. Yeah, got it. Nah, it's nice. It's nice because varieties we can learn everything from.
Right.
But in one industry we can stuck in one. But if you have varieties, you can learn from everything.
Yeah.
So
That's correct.
good
So
one. Yeah.
that keeps
And it will be like a more 1040s or 1120s or 990s or 1041s. Which types of the returns should be there?
mostly we use Pro Series, okay, to file the
Yeah.
tax. Most of them, I would say it's between 1120s and 1040s are most of them.
Okay.
And we have probably about 20% of 1065s.
Okay.
And then we have a very little amount of 1120s.
Okay. Okay. I'm comfortable with all.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you fit based off what you do. It fits with what we're doing as well.
Yeah. And I can provide you as a work paper from reconciliation, as I told you earlier, so that you can get easily to reach out to the clients. after seeing my work papers. So I am very comfortable with all these types of the returns.
Perfect. All right.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
No.
All
Okay.
right.
Hey.
Yeah.
Well, again, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Look
Thank you,
forward,
Sam.
hopefully, speaking to you again.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Nice meeting
Bye.
you.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Now we have Dhaval and Vijay.
What was the name?
Vijay?
I thought that was the last one.
No. There's
Hello.
two more. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How
Good.
are you doing?
I'm going good. What about you?
Doing well. Thank you for making time for us.
Yes.
All right. Let me pull up your resume. While I do that, Vijay, is that correct?
No, my name is Dhaval.
Dewald. I'm sorry. I got it mixed up. There
It's
we
okay.
go. There we go. All right. My name is Sam. Annette
Yes.
with me. She is our account manager. I deal with the tax. And we are based out in California.
Okay.
And we provide all the various tax return services. 1120S, 1120, 1065s, 1040s. So we're very busy during tax season, like most accounting
Yeah.
firms.
Every
So
year
we're looking
taxes.
for, yes. So we're
Every-
looking for someone that would help us with the process of preparing a lot of these tax returns and then handing them off to myself for review before we file them.
Okay.
So kind of tell me how you see yourself fitting with someone like us who is looking for someone to help with the tax returns, with the various types of returns that we do,
Yeah.
and how you can see yourself fitting in.
Yeah. Talking about myself regarding this industry, I have been associated with this industry since last 3 years. So I have been doing various type of tax returns like 1040, 1120, 1120S, 1065, asset return, and all kind of stuff. And I do complex return as well to provide the client when I don't have any tax return for the client, and I have prepared based on only uh, work papers. So I do understand all the process, and I do believe this, that this industry that I work, and I am passionate about this.
Okay. What makes you stay passionate about it?
To provide a optimum solution to the client regarding or to do various type of tax returns, or to minimize the tax liability for the client, that makes me feel passionate about whenever I do tax returns of different type of clients.
Okay. Give me an example of something that you encountered that basically you were able to help the client or save the client most recently.
In last season of my tax year, there are something various types of assets in schedule E. There are more than 50 to 60 assets. So to creating that assets, that would be the hectic task for the client. So I have created, as well as I have prepared that sheet in my Excel, and I have provided an demo in graphical manner to the client. So client has understood this is the best solution for to give the answer of this to the client. to his client.
Got it. I see that you've been doing this since April of 2018.
Yes. Yes.
So you've been a tax accountant since 2018?
Yeah, earlier I was doing accounting, and then after within span of 3 to 4 months, I got a chance to do work in tax. So from basically, I have started accounting as well as tax accounting. Uh, Accounting started from the year-end adjustment, and then basis of the account P&L balance sheet, I have prepared the tax accountant for the client, as well as provide all the year-end adjustment for the client.
Okay. So you've been doing taxes for about 3 seasons, is that
No,
right?
no. I am doing taxes since last 3 years only.
Oh, since last year. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
as well as accounting, as well
Understood.
as tax, both I am doing.
Okay.
Some of
Okay.
the clients I have, they do have, they told me to do prepare tax return on the basis of provided data in QBO or Zero, from just to export the P&L balance sheet, and the basis of that we have to prepare the tax returns. So I have provided that type of tax
Okay.
services.
Got it. From what I see, mostly you're preparing 1040s, is that correct?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. And then you've prepared some corporate returns as
Yes.
well.
1120.
1120S, right. What kind of states are with those returns that you're filing?
Basically, I have filed most of the tax return for the New Jersey and North Carolina,
Okay.
as
And
well
that,
as state taxes also I have prepared, as well as tax and federal returns also. If the clients have different income in different states, so I have to prepare tax return as well.
okay. And you were using Pro Series,
Yeah.
Drake, Act.
Yeah,
Which one do you use the most?
I have been using Pro Series most, because I've been using Pro Series since last 2 years. So that I found that software, it would be convenient for me to fetch the data from export to at the end of the process, because it is very easier that if we have the clients of the previous years, then we don't have to put every year data, and we directly fetch and export.
Okay. The 1040s that you've been filing, what are in these 1040s? Are they just W2s, or do they involve Schedule C, Schedule A, B, D, E, any of those?
Yeah. I've been using Schedule C. First of all, I'm explaining you my process, how I work whenever a tax return comes to me. First, I review the previous year returns if their previous year returns is available. If I don't have the previous year returns, and as you know that in Pro Series, we can know that in from the previous year return, we can found out that this information should we have in this year. So first of all, I note down that point in my Word, and then I analyze that this year for this year I should have this information. And if I don't have this information, I ask the client that if there is this for this year, this information is available or not. And then after I started my preparation from basic level to put every documentation in separate folder and started my return. And whenever I found some open points for the return, I noted down open points, and after completing my return, I clear out diagnostics, as well as send that point to the client, that then after we can both solve the query for the client.
Okay. You have a very extensive process.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, because it is that should be a process for any work, that I believe that. So it would be make your work easy. And
yeah, it's very important.
Yeah, without process, we can't do anything.
That's very true. Would you say, what do you want? What are you looking to learn in with your next job? Being that you've been in tax since last year, what do you want to learn? What are you looking for? Where you want to improve?
I want to improve in most of the complex return as well as on schedule E level and schedule C level. For there are multi type of incomes for the client. I want to improve, and I want to be passionate about that. I have to do that, and then by hook or crook.
Okay, Kirk, got it. I like that. What are you what were you, so remind me again, in your last place, you started doing tax returns, mostly 1040s,
Yes.
but from there you want to be able to do more complex returns, which is corporate returns. Is that correct?
No, 1040 ratio of 1040's returns are very much than the 1065 1120s return and 1065 returns. So I do have practice in more in 1040 returns.
Okay.
So I have to do more 1040 as well as for this year. If you guys are providing me the opportunity, then I will be honored to be do that more and more complex return for you and give my best to you.
How do you update yourself with
Can I give the update of 2021 regarding tax? IRS just has declared that regarding as I know that IRS has increased all standard deduction limit for, I can say that for single there is 12,500, for merit filing jointly there is 25,100, and as well as there is CARES Act. US government have provided, there are so many benefits in that CARES Act to provide tax relief due to this pandemic.
Right.
And I think from today's news, I have heard that I think K2 and K3 will be now additional. I guess from just today, I heard that from you have to file K2 also. There is new
K2,
form.
what's that?
I think there is new form today. I guess they have declared regarding K1 and K2 and K3. Just today's update.
Very good. Okay, I'll look into
So I
that.
updated myself regularly regarding tax because I am passionate about tax. There are also some tax rates same for, I guess, 10 tax bracket rates are same for 10 to 35 only. And for EIC credit is also some extended, and for 401k they have provided 19,500 limit for this year 2021.
Yes, they have. Are you familiar with the ERC credit?
Yeah, that is basically EIC credit is basically for the small taxpayers to save their social security tax against set of the social security taxes.
Right, it's to give you, so have you worked on them before or no?
Sorry, pardon?
Have you worked on any of the ERC credits?
Till now, I have very little chance to work on EIC credit, but I do have knowledge regarding that EIC as well as 401k, traditional IRA and Roth IRA both.
Got it. Okay. Very good. Let me see here. I guess what I would
and I
also
want to become I want to be opt for EA also. So one day I will become a EA.
Good. Very good. When do you plan on doing that?
Maybe in the next year or this year ending.
Very good. Okay. Last thing I would probably ask is, what would you say are your weaknesses and how do you want to improve them?
See, if I can say that every person, every human being has some sort of some sort of negative thing. No one is perfect. If there is perfect, if if someone is perfect, there is no scope of living life, because we have to improve ourselves day by day. We have to update. So first thing to overcome from the weakness is the acceptance. You should have acceptance that this is the my weakness and I have to improve. So unless and until you don't have that acceptance, then you don't be overcome from your weakness, and you feel you continuously facing day by day. So first
Very
thing I
true.
do is to accept the weakness and move forward. That's there is something like, let me try. If I succeed, then it's fine, and try, you will succeed.
Very true. Very true. Well, I definitely have enjoyed this conversation. Do you have any questions, Annette?
No.
Do you have questions for us?
Do you have, yeah.
Yes.
Deval, do you have questions for us?
Yeah. Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you have questions for us?
I do have questions regarding that everybody asking is which type of clients, that is fine. Which type of clients do you have, that is fine. And then you will provide, then I will know. But I am actually want to ask you that actually what type of quality you are looking for the candidate for the tax preparer.
Tax preparer. Well, the type of quality we're looking for is someone that has at least 3 years of tax experience
Yes.
and prepare the corporate and individual tax returns.
Okay.
Someone who has not just preparing the tax returns, but understands the ins and outs of what to look for when preparing a tax return and their process,
Yes.
as far as how they check and review their work.
Yeah.
Someone who knows what to look for as far as what can be eye-catching when you're looking at a financial statement.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
how to do a small audit on it and understand and confirm the information on it.
Identification of documents.
Identification of documents. I think it's also important, based off of that experience, would come an understanding how maybe a certain industry may operate and
Yeah.
understand this
And
makes more sense for this industry versus another industry.
yes.
Right?
So, and the most important things, every year updates, every day is update regarding tax. So that is
Yeah, you're always
play very crucial role for us, because tax is something that if you don't update yourself, then it will not work for you.
It will not, no, exactly. So that's the type of candidate we're looking for, because I personally won't be able to start those returns, right? So I want someone that will basically be able to take the information, and it's not just data entry, but is preparing it.
Basically I am doing this for more my past of client, that they just provide me
Right,
the documents. And the most important things that we should not rely the dependent on the client, that we should do from ourselves. And the end of
right,
the end of the day, we have to ask only just very little question, so that will be saving for time for you and me also.
correct, correct.
So
So
that
that's
because
kind of a
time is
higher.
very crucial for tax seasons, because very this time is very crucial for, well, there are so many numbers of returns are coming. We have to fulfill the deadlines. So
Time
one must,
management
yeah.
important. What we're looking for, someone
Yeah.
who can manage
Yeah.
time. If you get stuck on something, you're not wasting your time just trying to figure it out. You
If you
can
stuck
ask a
somewhere,
question.
and we just move forward and just make a note and go ahead. And at the
Yeah,
end of the day, you have just list of the notes. You can ask directly whether to stuck. If you stuck, then your other works are mismanagement.
exactly. So that's kind of a high overview of what we're looking for.
I
As we're
hope I
interviewing.
can find I can fulfill your requirements.
Well, I will say based off of your experience, it looks good. So it's just a matter of seeing what's the best fit,
Yes.
but your experience is there.
Yeah.
And the fact that you want to learn more, that's really good.
Yeah.
That's
That
very
is the, as I said, that I am passionate about text work more. That's why.
That's
That
very
is-
important.
Yeah. That's why I opt for EA and all kind of exams, so that I can prove myself and I can see myself as new milestone.
So that's great. That's very great. It's very important to have that.
Yeah.
Don't lose it.
Yeah. In future, I have hobbies like you. Then I
What's
can hire
that?
someone.
You will. You will. If you want to, you will.
Yes.
Any other questions?
No, just have a nice talking to you, and I hope
Hey.
I can find some best opportunity from you, and we can together go grow for this tax season. If
Thank
I
you
got a
for your
chance.
time. I promise
Thank
you,
you.
it doesn't work for us. Someone will take you right away. So don't be worried about that part.
Yeah.
You have
Sure.
good experience.
Yes, I do. And thank you
you
for
very
that. Yeah.
Take care.
Sure. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a great day
Bye.
ahead.
You
You
too.
too.
We have one more.
Yes.
I'm going to take a quick break, bathroom break.
Okay, we'll wait for him to come to tell him.
Okay. I thought we had only 4.
I thought so too.
He gave me the thumbs up. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yes, hi BJ.
Hi,
How are you?
I am fine. How about you?
I'm good. Tired, sleepy. It's very early in the morning for you.
Yeah, it's early morning here.
Sam had to, he'll be right back. He had to
Okay,
take a
sure.
5-minute break, but he'll
Okay.
be, and then once he starts, we'll
Okay, no
start
problem.
the interview.
Okay.
So, excuse me. So my name's Annette. I am the account manager for the company.
Yeah.
So I handle all the bookkeeping and the, talking to the clients, if there's documents, getting that from the clients. Just the general making sure that, the small work gets done. And then from my work, I give you the financials for getting ready to file the taxes.
Okay.
Sam he's a tax guy. He manages tax planning and filing the taxes. We have one other person who also does that too.
Okay. It sounds great.
Okay. Yeah. So you'll mostly be working more closely with Sam when you have tax, when you start, if you were to work with us, you would mostly work with Sam. If you had questions on bookkeeping stuff, those would be to me because I would have the answers for you for that.
Yeah.
We're in California. So I don't know if you've ever worked with businesses in California.
I have not worked in for California state. I have worked on Maryland and New Jersey state.
Okay, but not California.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello, Sam. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I am doing great.
Sorry, I had to step away for a minute,
Okay.
but thank you for joining us. I heard Annette was kind of going over how we're kind of set up as far as me being the tax side. She does the account management side. Kind of walk me through your resume a little bit. Tell me a little bit about your tax experience and what you're working on and kind of your strengths and weaknesses in the area.
Oh. First of all, thanks for this opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Vijay Parmar. I have completed my Master of Commerce in Accounting and Finance, and I have been engaged in this industry for last 3 years. I started my career as a basic bookkeeper. Then gradually I learned preparing individual and corporate tax return, and I am familiar with accounting software like Xero, QuickBook Online, and QuickBook Desktop, and tax software like Pro Series, UltraTax, and Rec. And I like to traveling, listening music, and cooking.
What kind of music do you listen?
Cooking.
Yeah, I like Indian music.
Me too.
Yeah,
What do you cook?
yeah. Not every day, but when I have free time, I help to my mom for preparing food, Indian
Very
food.
nice. Very nice. Indian food is not very easy to make.
Yeah, it is a very complicated in process to make it.
Right, that's right. Okay, go on. I see that you work with Pro Series,
Yeah, I
right?
have,
Pro Series, Drake.
and Ultra,
Which one do you use the most?
I have used more UltraTex and Pro Series both.
Okay. How comfortable are you with Pro Series? Because that's what we use.
Yeah, I am comfortable with the Pro Series and UltraTex both software.
Okay.
Every
Go ahead. Go ahead.
every software has its own features.
You're right about
When
that.
when we work daily basis, so we will be getting used to which software.
Okay. It says here tax accountant since February 2019. Have you been filing taxes since 2019, or that's when you were
No,
starting as a book?
I have spent 1 year in accounting task, and then after for last 2 years I have been engaged in preparing tax return.
Tax returns. What do you prepare the most? Which tax return do you prepare the most?
I have prepared most individual tax return with different schedule like Schedule C, Schedule E, Schedule F, and now I want to work more in corporate side.
Corporate side. Okay. How much experience do you have on the corporate side?
I have prepared almost 80 to 100 corporate tax return.
Okay. Very nice. Mostly 1120 and 1120s, I see.
Yeah.
1065s.
Yeah.
Okay. Multi-states. What kind of tax returns did you file for different states?
I have filed for Maryland and New Jersey.
New Jersey. Okay. Maryland, New Jersey. And what kind of businesses were they for, those corporate tax returns?
It was for different businesses like any type of services and e-commerce operator or manufacturing industry.
Okay. So you're familiar with where the manufacturing's like also doing import export?
Not real, not import export.
Okay. I see you've done some F bars, right?
Sorry?
F bars, F bar preparation.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about your process when you're filing tax returns.
Okay. So for preparing individual tax return, I will first check whether it is a new brand return or it's a rollover return. So if it is a new brand return, then I have to enter prior data like carryover item, prior losses, and asset reports, and tax comparison sheet, and some basic information in prior with a different kind of income head. Then after, I will organize all source document as per their nature, like income, deduction, and credits. And, and after that, I will start my return with a provided source document. And while preparing tax return, if I have any doubts, then I will make open points. And after inputting all data, I will clear all my diagnostics as much as I could. And then after clearing diagnostic, I will make a tax comparison with prior. If I found any major changes in compared to prior year, then I will make open point. And after completing all this process, I will send my open note to my CPA.
Okay. And then how are the open notes addressed? How do you go about that if you have to go back and forth with the open notes?
Open notes regarding if I am not able to, if a document is not readable, I think sometimes I found a document are not readable, and sometimes document are given twice or thrice.
Okay.
It's related.
Yeah, that could be a problem sometimes, right? Yeah. Trying to get documents from clients.
Yeah, or sometimes they document are also for prior year also given with the current year. So we have to take we have to keep in mind for this. So last year document should be not entered in current years. So we have to take care for this.
Right. Let me ask you about what you're looking for. What are you trying to improve in?
Now I earlier told I want to improve in my corporate tax return side. Now I want to improve my knowledge in corporate tax return preparation.
What's your interest in corporate tax returns?
In interest in all type of corporate tax return, 1120 S, 1120 C, and partnership return.
Got it. Okay. How are you with time management? Kind of, how would you manage if you had 20 tax returns and you had to have them all done by 2 weeks? What's your process in that?
Then I am flexible about timing. So if I need to work more extra, then I will work more extra for those, and I will complete that project within the deadline.
How would you spread it out? Would you draft all the returns and then try to address the questions? Would you draft the returns, questions, and then try to finish it before you start another one? Like, how do you go about managing that?
I will not send all drafts with combinedly, but whatever returns I have finished, that way I will send draft to my CPA.
Okay. So you kind of like to, if I'm understanding correctly, you like to draft the process, send the open notes to your CPA until as you wait for those, you're starting another one. Is that correct?
Okay. First off, I will try to my my own way. I will do some research. If I am not able to solve out any my doubt, then I will do research in Google, and I will take help of my seniors. And finally, after all efforts, if I am not able to solve this error, then I will take help of my CPA.
Got it. Perfect. Okay. Do you have any questions for us?
Yeah. Currently, how many clients do you have?
In total, we have close to 400 clients. Is that right, Annette? That's including 1040s, 1120s, 1120, 1065. So in total, on average, about 400 tax returns.
Yeah, it sounds good.
That sounds good. Anything else?
I am hoping you will get more and more client, and your business will grow more.
Thank you. I hope so too.
Yeah.
I hope so too. Besides wanting to learn more about corporate, is there anything else that you're looking to expand your experience?
No.
Okay. How do you see, I guess my last question would be, if you had a choice between 3 different companies, what are you looking for? If everyone obviously has all the tax work, everyone's going to teach you corporate work. What would be the next factor that you would choose off of? What are you looking for in a company besides just the work and experience?
Okay. I will choose those company which satisfy both requirements. My requirement or company's requirement, both requirements are fulfilled. I will select those company.
Okay, very good. Well, you definitely have some good experience. The fact that you're eager to learn, I think, is a very positive attribute. And with the amount of work out there, you'll definitely get some experience, whether with us or someone else. So
yeah,
you're going to definitely be growing, I can see.
Yes.
Based on what's out there.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't have any questions for me, you've answered all of my questions. Annette, do you have any questions that you have, BJ?
No.
All right.
No.
Well, I want to thank you for your time. I know it's very early there.
Okay.
Thank you for the opportunity of sitting down with you and having this conversation. I wish you the best.
Sam too. It was nice meeting with you.
Thank you. I think that should be it.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. So, any notes for the candidates?
I would say pretty much the same as yesterday. One thing I did notice, because I know not everyone can listen as fast. Some talk really fast. So for their benefit, I would say if they would slow it down, it would be better, because then everything that they're saying would be heard, right? But I mean, us we're Persian, so we come from people talking fast, so we can catch it, right? But I would say for other candidates, that might not be the situation. So I would say I understand the nerves, being excited, and wanting to say as much as possible in a short period of time. But that's one thing I would add to it, is kind of slowing it down.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Any decision on senior profiles from Jai, Pratik, Rahul, and Vikas?
There's a few that I would probably eliminate.
Okay.
Just based off of experience. I don't think they fit for exactly the expectations we have. I would say it would be Rahal.
Okay.
That was the third person we interviewed.
Correct.
And VJ,
Okay.
just not enough experience for us. I would say also potentially, and that, let me know if you agree or not. Hold on one second. Let me check something. I really liked, how do you pronounce his name? Vikas Patel.
Correct.
So I really liked his experience. But one thing that kind of makes me hesitate is the fact that the state tax returns. I don't think he has much experience in state tax returns. Not to say he wouldn't be able to, but he could potentially be someone else that might be eliminated.
Okay.
I would agree.
Very smart, sharp, good experience, but I think there were some questions that weren't quite answered. That for what we were looking for.
True.
So I would say right now, if I had to pick, those are the three that we would potentially eliminate.
Okay.
So that leaves us, let's
With-
see, that leaves us Jay,
With Jay, Pratik,
Yes.
Kental, and Daval.
Yes.
Deval. Yes, I like Deval. He was very, I like Deval. I liked, let me see.
How
I
about
like the
yes?
the second
Pratik.
guy.
Yes, Pratik.
Yes.
Pratik.
Yes.
I liked him too.
That was our longest interview. And mainly because he was answering in detail, right? So it kept leading to other questions.
I also liked Kental Shah.
Yes.
I liked his energy. And he also had experience with ERC, or he knew about it.
Who is this?
Those two.
Kuntal.
The one who also Kuntal, he also reviews other people.
Yes.
I liked his energy, and I liked Pratik. I like both of those. Those are the two I think would be the best. I like Deval too, but he's only had one tax run.
Deval?
Yeah, he only has 1 year. He only did taxes for 1 year.
That's the guy with the pink shirt, right?
That was the light eyes, the guy who had the light eyes.
I did. Glasses.
No glasses.
No glasses.
No glasses. He was right before VJ.
Right before VJ. Okay.
After Katal.
Okay.
He was talking about how he knows about the K2, K3, and the 401k, and then he talked about the updates with the standard deductions.
Yeah, I have the notes here. Yeah, okay.
I liked him, but I think he needs a little bit more experience. He only had one tax season. But everything else about him, I really like. It's just experience-wise, I think he needs a little bit more.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's the one with the pink shirt.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so yeah, that's right. Yes, I agree. That's what I meant. I didn't mean Deval.
Okay.
Yeah, Deval, based off, he was passionate. I like that. But I think again, his experience is still a little too raw for us.
Okay.
So yeah, I agree. Those three, right, Annette?
Yeah, so
That leaves us with
Raul.
yes,
So instead of, he meant Deval instead of VJ.
okay.
No, VJ too.
VJ too? Okay, so then that's 4 people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
eliminate VJ. VJ was the last.
Raul, yeah, so Raul, Vikas, Vidal, and VJ. Those are the ones we'd like to eliminate.
So that leaves
But
Jay,
Pratik and
Pratik,
Kental,
Kuntal. Yes.
Kuntal.
Kental.
Okay.
As a next step, when you guys want to start onboarding process, a tentative date or maybe a start date, you can say it.
Realistically, I could say no later than the 15th.
Okay.
You can do that.
15th, let me check. How about 14th Monday?
That's fine.
Yeah, because our system has on it starts with Sunday, it only let us takes with Sunday, so
Yep,
from Monday
that's
as
fine.
well.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
So ultimately it's up to you which one, because you're the tax side.
Yeah. Let me do this. Let me.
How about let's take a weekend off. I'll share you the video by today, or
Okay.
maybe Monday if converting and all goes well, right? And you can watch the video and let me know.
Yeah, I'll skim through the video one more time. I'll watch the 3 that I'm talking about. And then send you an email and decide.
If by
for
not
sure.
today, then probably by Monday, I guess. Monday
No
or
later than Monday.
yes, no
No
later
later
than
than
Monday. Yes,
If I have time to review it tomorrow, I'll give you an answer by tomorrow.
for sure.
Yeah.
And then we have Tanvi down, so for the bookkeeper.
Yes,
That's been reserved, right?
definitely. I'll send you the paperwork for 14th Feb for Tanvi by tomorrow itself.
Okay.
Okay. All
And
right.
regarding Jeet,
I will give you the answer by tomorrow as well.
sure. All right. Thank you, Sam.
Okay.
Thank you, Inet, for the time.
Thank you
No
very much.
problem. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Bye. Have a great weekend.
Bye.
Bye.
You too.
Thank you.